Hi, my name is Tammeron, and this video is entitled 5 Stress Management Strategies for Busy Leaders to Implement to Create a Stress-Proof Day. So, in this little video, I'm just going to share 5 simple yet powerful practices that you can begin. But I absolutely guarantee you're going to see results when you do these every single day. So you can begin with just a small amount of time. And I encourage you to practice some of these little strategies that I'm going to share when you are not at work, when you are at home, or it's on your day off, or when you're traveling, because over time, you're going to seem more balanced and your mental health and awareness is going to be stronger because you've implemented something simple into your daily practice. So, number one, as a certified astrologer, I have to talk about astrology. And here's the simple reason why. Even if you are a non believer, I guarantee if you pay attention to what's happening in astrology, some things might start to make sense, especially when it comes to your emotional well being. And the reason why is because we have the planet Earth, but also one of the closest planets to Earth is the moon. Now, the moon travels around the earth every 28 days. So it comes to that same point. However, as the moon moves through different astrological houses of those signs, Capricorn, Aquarius, all of these astrology signs, it also represents something on an emotional level. And this is why throughout the month, we can sometimes feel patterns of when we are feeling maybe a little bit more happy. We might be feeling a little bit sad or a little bit under the weather, or maybe even a little bit melancholy. And I guarantee if you start paying attention to where the moon is, you might understand yourself on a deeper level. Because in astrology, the moon represents our subconscious, and that is what we are feeling. And a lot of us aren't slowing down in this crazy, chaotic time right now to really connect with ourselves and to even ask ourselves, what am I feeling today? So the patterns might start to show up when you understand where the moon is. So there are lots of wonderful astrologers out there on YouTube and even people writing, and just really pay attention to just the moon and really have some fun with that. Also, what I'd like to recommend is another simple strategy of learning to really give words and a voice to what it is that you are genuinely feeling. Again, this is where the magic really starts to happen when we can say to ourselves, this is exactly what I'm feeling, whether that's a positive feeling or even a negative feeling. Remember, we are emotional beings and we are spiritual beings here experiencing that human experience. So it's okay to say, I'm just feeling a little bit off today. We are not meant to be perfect and just say, yeah, everything's always good. And that is where we can really connect and really be authentic to ourselves, because now we have access to many natural and holistic remedies that are available to us in local health food stores, even in grocery stores, and even now on Amazon, with many people with wonderful educational content and material that we can use to help us understand how to use very simple and holistic remedies such as food, herbs, spices, even high grade essential oils, things like that. Again, organic foods, to really understand how to use these items for emotional well-being, because food and herbs and spices actually carry an emotional healing property to them. And when we can educate ourselves on which emotional remedy that we can use to rebalance what it is we are feeling, that's when we can experience some of the happier and a higher vibe. And one of the fastest ways to do that is literally to drink some herbal tea that is made from organic and natural ingredients, because some teas are actually made from one ingredient. And also, we have teas that are available that are a combination of ingredients. And when we know which exact foods or herbs or teas to drink to help us go from a negative feeling state into a positive feeling state, that is when these simple little hacks over daily consistency can allow us to feel better on an emotional level. So it really is a secret hack. And then the third strategy I want to talk about is also, what are we using to make tea? And that is simply water. Let's face it, many people suffer from dehydration and they don't understand that is happening. And this usually occurs by midday if we are not amping up our water. So if we are drinking way too much caffeine or even alcohol and we are not rebalancing the water levels in our physical body, that's when we start to get a little bit sluggish. We might experience some headaches, and we just might feeling like we're getting ready to shut down. And usually this is by mid-afternoon when we're really craving something. And most people don't recognize that they're just simply dehydrated. So if you're not wanting to drink some tea, then I encourage you to amp up your water intake and see how you begin to feel on an emotional and a mental level, and see, is that just simply all you needed? And also, the fourth little strategy that I want to talk about is creating some boundaries around your own time and your space while you're at work. Whether you work at home or you work in an office, everybody needs a little bit of time out. And you can begin with even starting with just simply 3 minutes a day. And if that means you have to shut that door and tell everybody, I just need a timeout, or you got to go lock yourself in a closet or somewhere, I encourage you to turn everything off. Turn off the phone, turn off social media, and begin with just simply 3 minutes and just practice some deep breathing exercises. And if you don't know how to do any form of deep breathing, again, I encourage you to go on YouTube or social media and find out just some very simple breathing practices so that you can feel more grounded and come back into your body and into your space. And when we do this, the magic that also begins to happen is sometimes when we can turn off the noise of everybody else, our intuition starts to kick in. And sometimes this is where we get brilliant ideas, whether it's at work or something we need to understand, or even if it's something that's occurring even in our personal life. And lastly, the fifth strategy that I really want to encourage everyone to try is to make sure that you are getting just fresh air every single day. And that could even begin with just 10 minutes, or like again, 3 minutes if you really need to desperately start to look after yourself. Just simply breathing fresh, clean air and getting outside and indoors. And if possible, depending on where you live, is to take your shoes off and to connect your physical body to the earth. And this is what many health practitioners talk about, and they talk about the grounding effects of just putting our feet on the ground and reconnecting with Mother Earth. It is a wonderful feeling. And so if you have stepped away from feeling that energy, it might be just that simple strategy that you need to begin to implement into your busy day at work. So I hope you found the information in this video effective and educational, and also just a reminder that, we are human beings, and, sometimes life gets a little bit crazy, but we also have that opportunity to get ourselves back on track.